Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time of day you may be catching this mini devotional episode. Welcome, and I am so glad that you are here. Today's topic is going to be renewal through reflection, and we're going to take a look at the power of looking back to move forward. So, I want to start by asking you all this question. Have you ever looked around your life in the midst of all of the busyness and felt like everything around you was changing, but inside you still felt stagnant? I know I have been there plenty of times where I have felt that I should be in a different place in my life right now. Why do I feel like everyone else is having a glow up or having their moment? And I just feel like I'm stuck here doing the same thing, repeating the same cycle. And I think sometimes we measure our growth by what's happening around us. So, whether or not we're getting that new job, or whether or not we have a new relationship, or whether it's simply just determining, are we moving to new levels in different areas in our lives? But today, I want us to pause and to consider, what is God building within us during these seasons where we feel like we're stagnant? Because before God promotes us, He often gives us the opportunity to reflect. And I don't know if enough of us consistently lean into and take advantage of our good reflection seasons. And I want us to think about this in the terms of a character in the Bible by the name of Nehemiah. And in Nehemiah 2, before the rebuild began of the land, God told Nehemiah specifically, like, I want you to go and I want you to rebuild the land. But Nehemiah didn't go immediately after God told him to do so. He literally took 3 days to just quietly assess the damage, walk around, put his eyes on everything. He didn't rush in order to meet an internal deadline that he set for himself. He didn't make a loud announcement that God had told him to go and do this thing and this is the assignment that was on. He literally just walked around for 3 days, walked through the ruins, took an assessment of everything with intentional eyes. And why is this important to make an observation of? And I think it's because we cannot rebuild what we have not taken the time to examine. So, when we think about our struggle in these periods of reflection seasons, what if how we are examining our season is off? We may be viewing that season as a form of punishment, as everybody's moving forward, but it doesn't seem like I am. I have all these desires and these dreams, and I just feel stuck. But what if this season is not about a form of punishment? What if it's really preparation? So, in order to shift our perspective from punishment to preparation, I want to share with us some powerful reflection truths today. But before I do, I want to highlight our grounding scripture for today, which is Psalms 139, 23, and 24. And it says, "Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there are any offensive ways in me, and lead me into the ways everlasting." And I really like this verse, and it's often one of my go to verses because I feel like it just reflects a sincere plea and a request to God that any of us can say in the midst of our doubt or mistrust or our anxious thoughts, the pain that we may be going through, heartbreak. And I feel like if you don't feel like you know where to begin in asking God for help in this season, I would highly encourage you to simply use this scripture as your humble and sincere request, and then open up your heart to receive whatever response God has for you. And as you're entering into your reflection season today, I want you to think about these powerful truths that will hopefully help empower you go through this process of preparation. And number one is, you've survived more than you've celebrated. You've survived more than you've celebrated. And this really captures the essence of, you have probably made it through so many battles that you never thought you faced. And you are still here. You're still standing. Your resilience and your tenacity alone are worthy of reflection, and how you have made it through consistently, how God has brought you out. It is proof, you are living proof of God's sustaining grace. And it's important to reflect on that and to give God glory and to understand your internal and eternal strength. So, number two, your mindset has shifted, even if your circumstances haven't. Your mindset has shifted, even though your circumstances have not. And that, sis, is the ultimate test of growth, because inner maturity is often silent before it becomes visible. So if you are thinking differently in situations, if you are choosing peace more often than violence, or if you're saying no with less guilt, that is truly the beginning of a rebuild. Number three, God often refines you before he assigns you. God often refines you before he reassigns you. So you might feel like nothing is happening in this moment, and the world is moving and going on around you, and people are passing you by, and all of these things are happening. But in truth, everything is happening. God is healing you. He is pruning you. He is strengthening you. Everything is happening, but it's just internal. And so we don't want to put ourselves in the posture where we miss the miracle just because it's invisible to the outside world. So I want to leave you with two reflection questions to ask yourself as you're remembering these empowering truths and you're going through this reflection season. And that reflection question number one is, what fruit is growing in me that others can't yet see? What fruit is growing inside of me that others cannot yet see? That you're a Nehemiah and God is working on the inside of you, but he has not yet released you to share with others, right? Question number two, what lessons have you learned this year that you haven't stopped to acknowledge? What lessons have you learned this year that you haven't yet stopped to acknowledge? I want you to be intentional about taking a moment to pause and to reflect on your personal journey. I want you to journal, sit with your thoughts and your feelings, and ask God to see your heart, to see your mind. And so that what is revealed to you in this sacred space of reflection adds clarity to this season that you're in. Because your reflection season is not a detour. It's actually divine direction. Thank you for tuning in to this mini episode of The Journey in 10. If this message stirred something in your heart, or if it gave you clarity about your next step, please do me a favor. Like this video, drop a comment, share your aha moment with us all, and help encourage another sister. And then I want you to subscribe so that you never miss a moment of this journey. And if you know somebody who needs a faith check-in or a soul realignment, go ahead and share this video with them too, because we want to build a community of women who rise with intention, who lead with clarity, and live life on purpose. And I firmly believe that every woman belongs in that number. And if you want to go deeper, I got you. Download the monthly reflection guide. It's full of helpful journal prompts that will help you process each devotional and apply it to your life. The link for the reflection guide will be down below in the show notes, so make sure you check that out. And finally, last but not least, I just want to remind you that the Journey to 10 episodes drop every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So set your reminders and meet me here. Until next time, stay aligned, stay anchored, and keep becoming all that God has designed you to be, because through it all, you were made to rise.